Good morning, and welcome to Vectors and Pixels. My name is Jeff Perryman, and I am the lead artist of Chain Reaction Studios. I'm also the only artist of Chain Reaction Studios. It does sound loftier when you say it that way, though. Welcome to my stream. For those of you who are just joining in for the first time, this is a stream where I'm going to do art. Sometimes I don't even know what the art is that I'm going to be doing. And then my friends come on, and when I come up with an idea of what I'm actually going to be doing, they derail me and have me tell old war stories and stuff. We also have a lot of fun working on stuff for games or comics or books, or like today, just something for fun. And the goal today will be to take a sketch, just a raw sketch, something like this right here, and go from this piece of paper into the computer. And it's not rocket science, but a lot of people don't know how that's done or have seen it done. So I figure I'd walk through it. Good morning, Sam. I hope you are well today and you've gotten some sleep. Well deserved at that, I might add. For those of you who do not know who Sam Boston is, he's the great and mighty Captain Dander Greybeard. Oh, Nicole has liked the stream. Thank you very much. A captain has his own stream. It is the Pantsless Pirates Gaming. Can't join but love. Thank you very much, Nicole. Thank you very much. Your presence is felt right here and will always be there. Thank you. The captain has his own channel called Pantsless Pirates Gaming, and in fact on Wednesdays, tomorrow, he streams various gaming normally. Oh, and Sam has liked the stream as well. He tends to play Wormmate.io as his tried and true game that he plays for people to watch, but there are times when the rest of us get in on the game and we tend to play WoW. And shenanigans are always a boot, and that happens. Now, if I sound a little different than I normally do, you'll notice there's nothing here. I come in the other day talking on my mic and being where it belongs, and I go to bed, come back, and my mic is, well, here, hanging by its cord off the stand. Not where it belongs. Of course, as I do this, I change how everything sounds. So forgive me for the weird noises. And what had happened, let's see if I can get that, there we go, is this stand right here is screwed into my boom, and the mic is clipped in kind of like one of those clips that you use for your chip bags. Problem is that, well, this one's missing a tooth. So the fix is coming, should be here actually today. I was kind of hoping it was going to come before the broadcast, but that was asking for too much, even from Amazon. But yeah, so yeah, we had to upgrade our equipment, which of course is an expense. And that's a perfect segue to, if you would like to directly support me and this channel and what I'm doing and things that I do. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not here to become rich and famous YouTuber. It's just something I like doing. And if you enjoy me doing the thing that I do and you want to support me directly so that I can upgrade my equipment when things fail randomly like this, then down here is a link called buymeacoffee.com/chainreaction. You can donate as little or as much as you want there. Buy me a cup of coffee. Oh, hey Phil, thank you very much for the like, my friend. You can buy a cup of coffee to me, and that will go directly to me, and then I will use it to purchase upgrades. It happens. Things wear out, things break, things kind of go sideways. Phil, coffee, and hot too. Phil Morrissey has just liked my stream, and a little bit about Phil. He is part of many, many collaborations and things over the years. Melon Dogs is probably the most current one that I'm aware of. And the Melon Dogs and Chain Reaction Studios are getting together to publish or republish. Is it over? Yeah, it's over here. We're going to be at Tucson Comic Con. We're going to republish Battle Badges. And if you've watched the stream in the past, you've seen me piddle around with some of the art for Battle Badges. And there will be more in the future. But that is not the goal for today. Today is just whatever happens, happens. I have an idea of what might happen today. If we get there. So, anyway, all the business stuff is out of the way. We have people on Twitch. We have people on Facebook. We have YouTube. And then we just added Trivoli. I think that's how it's pronounced. Trivoli. Just added them to the stream this morning, like literally 2 minutes before I clicked the button. So I don't know if you guys are out there listening, but thank you very much for tuning in and checking me out. I'm going to be doing some actual art today, and to that end, I'm going to flip over the camera. I'm hoping I'm not making too much noise. And of course, all you see is this blank background. And I'm going to say, okay, so oh, hey, Lyle, how you doing? How do you go from this to the computer? Well, you have to have a scanner. And I do have an HP scanner. Actually, I've got a couple of scanners that I can use. And most home printers have some kind of a flatbed scanner. And they're fairly inexpensive. I mean, printers are not that expensive anymore. Now, if you want to go to a larger scanner, that's suddenly the price jumps. But for the most part, 8x10s type stuff, legal size stuff, it's easy enough to get a scanner that accommodates that. And that's what we're doing right now. I have a sketchbook sitting on my scanner right now, prepared for this even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Photoshop, which, ta-da, there it is. It's already open. This is an older version. Sorry, it's gray and bright and blinds you. Again, buy me a cup of coffee and I can upgrade my tools. Ooh, that's good coffee and hot too. For those of you who get the reference. So what you do is you make your sketch, you put it on your flatbed scanner, and then you come over here to Photoshop. And it's simple as File, Import. I'm going to go WIA, Support. It's asking me to look for stuff. I'm going to say right here, there's the scanner I'm going to be using, which is my HP OfficeJet Pro 8600. Sounds fancy, it's really old, but it does the job. We're going to go, and it's going to go look for it. Now, I tried this. It found it. Hopefully, it'll find it. If not, I'll go poke it a little bit, but it did find it. So now we have an interface here. What do you want to scan? How do you want to scan it? These are all personal preferences. I just leave it at default. And the piece that I scanned, I did in non-photo blue. Not the wisest thing to do in this day of digital tomfoolery. Now, once upon a time, that's what you did, is you drew everything in non-photo blue so that when you came in and do the inking, the camera used to get the ink would not see your blue lines, your sketches, and things like that. So these are going to be relatively light. So we're going to go ahead and do a preview. Just click the preview button and let the computer do its thing, and I'm going to drink more coffee because I need it. Ooh, can you hear that? It's loud. Okay, so it found stuff down here, but it didn't like the stuff up here. Like I said, I've done this before. I'm just practicing to make sure that this picture will scan. And let's get a little more at the bottom here. So it's very small on your screen, but there it is there. We're going to go ahead and do a full scan. Again, going to take a moment. There it is. Very, very light colored. That's that non-photo blue. I thought I would do something fun. I've been kind of in the baby dragon mood lately, and I might do a calendar. I don't know. So this is a piece that I sketched a while ago based on some suggestions, and I'm just now getting around to it. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this and bring it over to Animate, but first let's do some massaging here. So we're going to go Image, Adjustments. Do I want to go black and white? Let's see what black and white looks like real quick here. PSA, different scanner software has different options, but the concept shown here is the same for all scanning activities, and that is correct. Each piece of software will have different ways that you approach it. Now, I'm accessing the scanner software through Photoshop. So that interface may be fairly consistent with what I'm showing you, but if you just use the scanner software that comes with the printer, you will have different options. And a lot of those options were open to me. I just decided not to use them and go default because I knew I was going to get in here and do some tomfoolery with it. Let's see what it looks like as a black and white piece. That really didn't help, did it? Okay, let's go cancel. First things first, let's go ahead and make some adjustments, and we're going to mess with just basically the brightness and contrast. So I'm going to bring it's much darker, play around the contrast a little bit. It's going to look a little weird, and let's see what we can do here. Just enough to work with. I don't have to have this perfectly designed so that it looks like an ink drawing when I'm done. I just need something to work from. And this looks really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and crop this a little bit too. We're going to probably put this in an 8x10 format just for now, and if I decide to do different things with it, I can do that. That's roughly about what I need. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now I've scanned in a sketch for my sketchbook. Here, let me go get the actual sketch. Be right back. It's just right here around the corner. Alrighty. Let's come to the big button here. So here's the actual sketch in my sketchbook. Even marked because, you know, I was trying to be good. And so we've taken this, put it into the scanner. Put this over there. Ka-tunk. And then that gives us this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Save file and save as. I like to save out as PNGs. It wants to default to BMPs, which kind of tells you how old this software is. BMPs were the godsend of imagery back then, I guess. But I prefer PNGs. And it wants to save it. Every time I scan something, it does create a folder with that date. So somewhere on this computer is everything I've ever scanned. I need to probably go clean that crap out. So we're going to go and we're going to put it onto my larger drive because my hard drive on my computer is getting full. We're going to go stuff from home. I'm home, but you know, stuff and things. And do I have a scan folder? I might. I have so many different little scan folders. Let's see. Scanned art. Hey, look at that. So we're going to put it in here, and let's call this Halloween Dragon, because why not? We're going to go save. Ta-da! Oh, wait. Always an extra button. Okay. So that wasn't really that difficult. The hardest thing is if you don't have a flatbed scanner, this process might be a little more difficult. If you don't have Photoshop, this process might be a little bit different. There are different ways to get your sketch from the sketchbook into the computer. This has been used by me more times than I want to count for getting my sketches into the computer. I will hover over a piece and take a picture and either email it to me or plug this in and just directly drop it in like this was a hard drive. So the bar of getting your artwork from sketchbook to computer is a lot lower than it used to be. You don't have to have a fancy flatbed scanner. And once you get bigger than, I think, legal size, the price on flatbed scanners jump from less than $100 to a couple of $100 for a really nice scanner, for a really nice printer, to suddenly $1,300. I'm sure it's not that big of a jump anymore, but that's how much it does jump. So these kinds of solutions like this, these workarounds, really lower the bar. This way, if you're working with Procreate, you can scan your pieces and get it into your iPad or get it into the tablet that you're working with Procreate with. If you're working with other pieces of software, this is a legitimate way of getting the ideas from your sketchpads into your computer. And this is just a direction. I'm using Photoshop. I'm using the WIA import options within Photoshop, which gives me a access to how I want to scan a piece, and then from there, the piece that we're working with now. So let's go back over to it. We've saved it. It's amazing. Not really. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. We're going to bring up Animate, and I already have a 8x10 format laid out here. And whoops, there went my sun visor. As you can see, the day star is now trying to eat the top of my head. We shall persevere. Again, if you want to add to the quality of my broadcasts, buy me a cup of coffee /chainreaction.com. Ding. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a monolayer. I have a mask already set up. I have a base layer set up. So we're going to go File, Import to Stage, because that'll put it on the screen. Flash, this is what Animate's based on, is Flash is all about the stage, and I've never quite understood why. So let's back up here. Let's go over to our Flash. We have that scanned art folder somewhere in there. There it is. And we're going to go down to, oh, I've got all kinds of stuff in here. Look at all this stuff we could play with. So much stuff. But here's Halloween Dragon, probably misspelled. Why, good morning, Ashley. Thank you very much. Hey, Mayor, how you doing? Thank you. I wanted it to be cute, so yeah, I've succeeded. Now, as you can see, this is much larger. I think this was scanned in at least 150 dpi, but it's probably 300 dpi, but at least. Hey, good morning, Breathing Karma. How are you doing, my friend? All right, so we're going to go, and I'm going to hit Q, and I wish I could find the other end here. It'd be easier to do it from this side. Yes. Oh, that's right. It doesn't do that anymore. It tries to scale that way. We don't want it to scale. Whoops, we don't want to scale like that either. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll do it their way. We'll just sound effects. All cartoonists do it with sound effects. Okay, let's get him in here. There we go. He's getting there. And I kind of sort of have a scene in mind for him. We'll see. Okay, so, and if you've watched me in the past, oh, you are fantastic. Thank you very much. I wish I could take credit for the mere sight of my presence making you feel better, but honestly, I'm just hoping I'm lifting your spirits and your heart. If nothing else, by being silly. But thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, whatever platform you're on. Set yourself up to spread the word of the cute dragon and the pumpkin. And we're going to kind of scale him. But for those of you who have seen me in the past, the process from here is fairly simple. I just trace my work. Hey, Lisa Lee, how you doing? Good morning. I'm glad you like the little dragon. You know, it's a little early for Halloween, but if I don't start now, I'll never get it done. Ooh, I do have a thought I might want to share with you guys later. We'll see. Um, let's go ahead and get this guy started. It shouldn't take too long. The approach here. So I really have, for just this piece, not counting any background or foreground pieces, it's never too early for Halloween. I agree. And of course, I spelled Halloween when I named this with an O. I just realized that. I went Halloween. Oh my. I'm sure I'm going to get comments on that. But, just kind of, let's break this piece down. When you are working with the computer, you have a few options. You can just draw it like I did. I drew this as one layer, as a piece. You can break this down into different elements and different layers, giving you control over the piece of art. For example, let's just take the pumpkin. The pumpkin is the piece we see in front of us with the smiley face and everything. We have the back of the pumpkin, or the inside of the pumpkin, that we can see through the eyes. We have the lid of the pumpkin over here on the side. That's 3 elements and possibly 3 layers. Then we have the baby dragon popping up out of the pumpkin. Then we see his claws on the edge of the pumpkin. Then we have his warm silhouette of his little body and legs dangling in the mouth. And each one of those is a separate element. We would have the back of the pumpkin. We would have the head of the baby dragon sticking up out of the pumpkin. And that could also be the body that we'll see silhouetted, but that's probably a separate element. And then we have the little round claws holding the edge, and those would be its own element, separate from everything else. So if I were to tear this piece down, I would say at the minimum I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 for the dangly legs and tail. So that's 6 separate layers, and I'm going to tear it apart like that to give me control over color, lighting, depth of field, just general different elements that I want to use, because I want the baby dragon to be lit from underneath, but his claws are going to be lit from the back. The body's going to be in silhouette-ish inside the jack-o'-lantern. And so I want to tear him apart into these different elements so that I have control over those lighting and those ideas. So, like with anything, I'm going to start with the baby dragon head on this one. So, I'm going to name this layer Ref. For reference, this is my reference layer. And it shall be locked and never touched until I get rid of it again. Should I start with the dragon head or should I start with the pumpkin? Let's start with the pumpkin, because I might have to move some elements and bump things around. That's the other advantage of bringing things into the computer, is that when I'm drawing it, it's not perfect. But it gets me to a starting place that I can start moving. You want me to start with the dragon? Oh, okay, fine. We will start with the dragon just for you, Lisa Lee. And thank you for watching, by the way. All right, we're going to zoom in on the baby dragon head. There he is, being all adorable. At least I hope he is. Well, dragons are not that difficult. They're generally made of circles, and so that's where I'm going to start, is with a circle. And we'll start with that, and we're good. We're gonna start with that. There we go. This is gonna be hollowed. Pumpkin was okay, but you would prefer the dragon, huh? We can do either or. So we've got a snout. We have some eyes. We have some things. So let's start with our oval tool and let's create actually I don't need to name it Dragon Head, it's the only thing in here. Head will be just fine. Alright. And we will start on this layer. Everything else is locked. Let's lock the mask. And let's just draw a Suicle. This is what I do for my dragons. And basically all I'm doing is tracing my previous work. Now, he's a little lopsided, and so my circle is not going to be able to take in all of that lopsidedness, but we can give some of it in there. Just give him a little bit of character for that mouth, which is basically what we want. Alright, so we have the line of the snout, or a line of the snout, because the snout actually is going to be an oval that comes through here. Actually, probably more like that line right there. I like that better. So the snout is actually going to be through here, and then, whoops, then we have another line that's going to mirror that through here, which is kind of the laugh line for the eyes. So let's just do it this way, a little closer to the way I drew it, a little more fun. Yeah, there we go. So let's just rough out some eyes now. We're going to make them a different color so we can manipulate them a little bit differently should we need to. It's all about giving yourself the most options. And if you hear me clacking, it's because the microphone is literally right next to the keyboard. So if you hate hearing me clack away because of broken equipment, you can always buy me a cup of coffee at buymeacupofcoffee.com/chainreaction. Am I overdoing the self-promotion yet? Let's do another eye. Let's make this a little more round. Let's just get him in here. We're going to scale him down, of course. Yeah, just a little bit. Not quite the same. I mean, I could draw exactly what I have in there, but this is more fun. Nope, nope, whoops, wrong button. Wrong lever! Why do we even have that lever? I'm going to move this over here for a second, because I want to, oops, get the whole thing. Grab this just a little bit, overlap it a little bit, and this is strictly for the look of my characters. I like the overlapping eyes a little bit, and there's always a dominant eye. I could do it like this, or I can do it like this. Looking, looking, looking. Let's do it like this. And let's take this up just a little bit more. Or maybe I'll bring the eyes down. So I'm going to probably get rid of this little pinch right here. It's not needed. And I'm just trying to find the best way to do it. I think we're going to do it like this. That way we get a little more of those baby blues in there. Now I'm going to get rid of, I'm probably going to regret this part, and then we're going to get rid of you, whoops, you, and you, which gives me that. So now we don't have a dominant, but we have a blue in here though. Why are you, make you red? All red, there we go. Alrighty. Not rocket science. Just tracing. I'm a fraud. I just trace things. Let's make a green. And we're going to do a circle. And we're going to stick in some pupils. Now, normally I would break these up, and I'm probably going to regret not breaking these up into different layers, but that gets tedious after a while. So we're going to do it like this and hope for the best. And the reason I'm going to regret it, I say, is because sometimes you just want to push things around a little bit, and that gives me more options. You know, let's do this. Okay. We know we like these. We're going to copy these, delete them. We're going to make a... I gotta think about how I want to do this first. Oh, hey, go on, a 97 PC. Thank you very much. You have started following me, and I appreciate that. I hope I am worthy of your follow. So, the reason I'm sitting there going is I've got the part of the dragon eyebrows that go behind the snout. And then I have this line which cuts the eyes. So there's a couple of things going on here. And I want to think about how I'm going to tear this apart so that I can have different layers. It was really easy just to keep drawing with just the eyes and we'd be going down the road. But I got a funny feeling I'm going to need to want to layer this piece so that I have more control over how I manipulate things in case they don't line up. And I'm trying to figure out the best way I want to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a layer on top, and I'm going to call this eyes for now, because, you know, that's what it is. And I'm going to do some trickery here. We're going to place exactly where we got those. Those are on top of everything now. But now that puts this line behind the eyes, right? So I'm going to grab this line, I'm going to get rid of it, I'm going to come over here to the eyes, and I'm going to paste that in place. And that was bothering me anyway, so I'm going to do that. But now I don't have to delete everything below that line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mask. And in order to do that, I'm just going to pick the evil mask color. The mask will only, and it has to be a separate layer. So first let's fill this in here. So everything inside the pink will be seen. Everything outside of the pink will not be seen. I'm using the objects in question to create a mask layer. So now I'm going to go up here above the eyes. I'm going to insert a layer, and we're going to call this eye mask. Because, you know, I'm so clever like that. Don't buy me. Don't buy that. I'm not clever at all. I'm going to then paste in place the evil, obnoxious pink. And then we're going to turn... Oh, we have a mask inside a mask. Hang on. Hang on. I know what... I'm a professional. I know what I need to do. I can't turn that into a mask yet because you cannot nest a mask inside of another mask. So what we're going to do is we've kind of got a nice start to our dragon. So we're going to turn it into a symbol, which is just a fancy way of saying we're going to nest a drawing inside another drawing. And then to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab... This was designed for keyframing animation. This is what this is all about up here, and these are called keyframes. I'm going to grab these keyframes that make up our 3 layers because we didn't get very far. Let's grab these 3 layers. There we go. And I'm going to copy those frames, and then we're going to use Control F8. We're going to create a symbol, and by default it goes symbol 01. We're going to call this dragon head. Oops. So this is the name of this movie clip, and we have the ability to make movie clips. And what I set this is, as will change how the software will interact with this symbol. We're going to leave it as a movie clip because it allows me to do really cool effects and stuff down the road, kind of like in Photoshop. We're going to say OK, and it creates a new picture with the same things. And we're going to go over to this thing that says layer. We're going to right click. We're going to paste those frames. Hey, look, head, eyes, mask, all there. The problem is now I've got to line all that up. So now we're going to take all this and make it go away. We're going to delete these layers for now. We're going to rename this one. Yeah, head. Actually, we'll just rename it dragon. Head. Why not? And then we're going to take this guy, drag him over here, and line him up really close to where he was before. So you'll see there's this really thin blue line around these pieces that lets me know when I select them they're a symbol. And that's all it is. It's like drawing on really thin pieces of paper in a book, and you draw one thing on one page, you draw another thing on another page, you draw another thing on another page. And what I've done is I've taken pages from another book. I've taken a very small little book and put it over here on this middle page, and that's all I've done. So now we have a book which is our drawing with all the different layers, and I took a smaller book with its layers and I'm sticking it on this page over here in this book, which is bigger. That's all I'm doing. But now, why did I do that? Because that sounds really complicated for such a simple drawing. You'd be right. But the reason I'm doing it is now I can use this obnoxious pink thing and turn it into a mask so that I can put the pupils and everything where it needs to be. So bear with me. We should be able to go click, turn it into a mask. See how much of the eyeballs have disappeared? And I think we're going to do this so the mask isn't being obnoxious. Whoops, no. I'm going to lock the head for the moment. And I can still see my drawing in the background, so we can continue working on the drawing in the little book on this page. So I am going to probably get rid of this line right here because it's so... oh, nice! Hi! We've got, we have Issa is sitting with me and watching me babble. I am so sorry for your scarred childhood. So, see how much thicker this line is right here, and I'm not sure if I want to keep that or if that's going to be an issue because the mask is only showing half of this line. There's not a lot I can do about that at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to insert a layer. We'll think about the line here in a little bit. It's not that important. Pupils. Misspelled, I'm sure. Get rid of the color. We're going to draw those circles. Remember those? Whoops, wrong color. Why are you not being green? Quit that. Be green. Thank you. It tries to accommodate the color I used last, which is why it's being persnickety. So we're now going to create some eyeballs. Make it a little bit bigger. And then we're going to copy it because why not? Oops. Here we go. Now, you'll notice the bottoms of these pupils are showing below this line. That's okay. Zoom, thank you. We're going to zoom out. Because once I lock this layer, ta-da, they go away. And now, if I want the dragon to look in different directions, he will. Now there is something I need to take back, which is from the head bone here. Oops. Is that under pupils? Yeah, nope, it's under eyes. I want this line back. And I want it back because it's a part of the head. So, ooh, work with me, computer. Thank you. And I don't have to do a whole lot. I'm going to put it back over here on the head, paste in place, and hopefully when I lock this all down, there's the line the way I like it. Then all the other pieces are where they belong. Now I have control over where the character is. Another reason is Lord forbid, I would like to animate this character. I have all these elements separated so I can do eye blinks separate from looking, because when you look at something and you're going to blink, it's really nice to kind of look down. You look down, you blink, and then you look down, you blink, you look up, you blink, you look over, and it's a nice transition key to go, hey, something's going to happen, and now I'm looking, or I'm, you know, my eyes are shifting. Pay attention. Blink, my eyes have shifted. And I don't move the eyes until the eyelids start to come back up, and then you'll see the pupils drift wherever, or snap, depending on the type of movement you want. So there's another reason to layer things, is it gives you more control over a timeline like this. So now the eyes, I could put an eyelid layer above here, and then over time, blink, 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 whatever I want to do. So that's just an old holdover from being an animator. So now we're going to come back down here to the head, and we're going to finish doing the things that need to be done with the head. So we're going to go back to the red that we had before, and we're going to work with everything's locked, and let's just kind of mess around and see what kind of trouble I can get into with this guy, which is usually quite a bit. I'm going to stick with my circles and take this circle right here. Actually, we're not going to do red. We're going to do purple. Why not? Grab this guy. And that's another thing. What color should the Halloween dragon be? If you say orange, I'm going to be disappointed, because he's going to be an orange pumpkin. I'm going to work on his cheeks and jowls just a little bit. Oh, hey, thank you, TJ, for liking the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Going to do so. I really want that. Yeah, that works. See, it's just a big series of circles, right? Purples and greens. All right, very Halloween colors. Let's go do this. We're going to copy this and stick it in the other cheek. Not symmetrically, because, you know, that would be very un-Jeff-like. Alright, so we got the start there, and then we're going to have his twofers come down, but we also need to have this line here. And I think, first of all, let's see if that echoes this line or not. It probably won't, because I think I want something smaller. But let's drag this down. Yeah, no. I want something a little smaller. So we're going to go. And you have to do it with the sound effects, otherwise it doesn't work. Okay, purple and black. All right. Let me do this bright green real quick. We're doing a mouth. Yeah, because all my dragons are a bit mouthy. I don't know why. It's not like I'm mouthy or anything. Alright. Let's center him a little bit more. Let's do more like that. Alright, let's take a look here. Got big puffy cheeks. Got a jaw. We'll work on that. Now we need to do the eye line. And we're going to do that a little more by hand. So starting here, we're just going to draw a line from here to here to here. We'll do the same from here to here, and We'll worry about the intersection here in a second. Let's go ahead and round all this out. Double click it, smooth it. I likes. Let's bring this down. Let's go ahead and do the same to this one. Double click, smooth it, likes. Let's bring it all together. Remember that dominant eye thing I was talking about? This is another opportunity to show that. Alrighty. So there's basically, without the nasal problems that this guy generally has, this is our Durgan. So let's get rid of the things that are not very much a part of this. Yeah, let's get rid of that and that. Alrighty, that's a good start. And then we're going to put his smile in there and there. There it is. And then we're going to wait a moment to break the snout because it's going to break along this line here and only have a little bit of it left. But I need to find a spot to put the nose. So let's take all of the head and let's unify it into a single color of blue for the moment. That's a good starting. We're off to a pretty good start. He's a little lopsided, but you know what? It's a dragon. He can be lopsided. Let's fix it a little bit though. Wow, okay. There we go. Let's smooth that out a little bit. There we are. So we've got a line. Actually, that line's off, isn't it? It was right before. Yeah, I've got that going through my head now. And now so do you. Looks like, well, yeah. I mean, it is not by design, but my dragons tend to have a very Yoshi feel to them. I've never set out to draw Yoshi, and I was doing this, I think, before Yoshi was introduced. I mean, I've been drawing this character since the early 80s. So let's grab this whole thing. Let's do a nice little, there we go. Smooth them a little bit there. Yeah. See what I mean? The eyes are a little thin here, but that's going to work out okay. Let's take this. And I'm just pushing Bezier curves around, getting a feel. There. I like that. So now we're going to go ahead and lock that down. No, it's not a bad thing. I like Yoshi, and he's also got a if I were to classify my dragons, it's kind of like a cross between Spiral and Yoshi. Hey Ed, thank you for liking the stream, my friend. Thank you very, very much. It's kind of like a cross between Spiral and Yoshi, you know, and I'm kind of hitting in between. I like really round circles for making my dragon, especially my baby dragons. My older dragons tend to be a little more angular, and I probably should draw more older dragons, but the baby ones are just so much fun. And then from there, we go out to here. So now the next thing I'm going to do, it's going to be over the top of the eyes. So we're going to, over here, we're going to insert another layer, and we're going to call this the nose. It gets its own layer, because only the nose knows. I'm so glad so many of you are joining me today. Like I said, equipment and failures aside, if you really want to support me personally and help me grow whatever it is this is, you can always, and I'll flip over here for this, you can always, never know which way to point, buymeacoffee.com/chainreaction. Everything will go towards me personally and help me improve my equipment. Now, this particular equipment issue has been solved, but we know there are more coming. So I'm going to give me a cup of coffee real quick. And let's flip back over to live action. All right, so we're making pretty good headway here. I'm going to go back to red for mocking up a couple of these nostrils. Now these nostrils are not symmetrical, and that's okay. And I don't think I'm going to try to match them. I'm going to do this by hand and just kind of there and there, and then point there, and a point there, and a point there. And let's round that out. Oh, come on, work with me. There we are. And then this one's definitely rounded, and this only has a little rounding, but we're gonna move that out. And then we're gonna take the whole thing. We're gonna go, hey, let's shake you out a little bit. There we go. And then just a little, because this is the nostril. And put a little in here, a little symbol for hole and face. It's the official symbol for hole and face. Ask Donkey Kong. It's because that's where I got it. I am not ashamed to say I have borrowed from the greats. And just, ooh, it's not quite what I wanted. There we go. That's a little more of the shape I want. Come on, work with me. There we go. So there's that nostril. Ooh. Let's see what this dumpster fire is over here. So that's there, and to there, and to there, and okay, we'll say to there and to there. We'll just simplify the shape just a little bit. Now this is sort of a straight line, but I know better. There and yeah, let's take this whole thing and smooth it out a little bit. That one went a lot better. A lot faster. Again, you got to do with sound effects. And then we'll do the universal symbol for hole in your face. Or nostril. Alright. Let's take a look at those. This point is not working as well as I had hoped. There we go. Alrighty. So, are we live out there? We guys enjoying this process? Do you prefer me to show process, or you just like watching me draw, or both? I am open to ideas. So now I have those big pearly whites, and I'm going to probably copy them because I don't like the way that tooth came out. But I'm trying to figure out from a layering perspective how I want to do this, and what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to come back down here to the head, and I'm going to grab this mouth, and we're going to copy it, delete it, and we're going to put it on a layer behind the head. So we're going to insert a layer, and I'm going to call this lower lip. And I know lower lip is going to need some love because it won't fill if it's just a line, but we'll get to that here in a second. We're going to paste exactly where we got it from. But we're going to remind ourselves it's a separate piece and turn it into a different color. Now I'm going to hide everything, just showing the lip itself. If I were to try to fill that, there's nothing to fill. All of the above. All right, fair enough. So I'm going to change colors just to remind me this is only there to fill this gap, so that when we go to fill this, there'll be more to this lower lip. And then we're going to unhide everything. Now it looks like he's kissing you. It's amazing how one line can change the whole thing, right? That is the advantage of drawing with as few lines as possible. Charles Schulz was the master of doing this thing. He had just a handful of lines to draw Charlie Brown, and he got the most expression out of that character. So, all right. We're going to start putting in some teefies. And we're going to do that here. We're going to insert a layer. We're going to call that layer teeth. Boom. And then let's go back to that purple, because why not? Let's lock everything but the teeth layer. And let's grab and try to make a really nice babies. Everything is exaggerated. The eyes are bigger, the teeth are bigger, the horns are bigger and rounder, nubbier. Necks tend to be a little skinnier. And so that's kind of the feel I want to do here. Is I want to make these kind of round and baby-like. Oops. There we go. So let's puff this out. Let's round it up. And let's smooth it. There we go. That's not bad. Let's put a top on it like we did with the lip. Let's use a red just to remind ourselves, hey, this, oops, that does not what I want. This is not the finished product. So we're going to go in. And another advantage of doing this is that as I layer up and add more and more to this picture, I might have to move things around just to make them make sense or to fit things in. And this will be a good way to do that. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go to Modify, Transform, flip it on the horizontal, and then just kind of roughly stick it where it belongs. Right about there. Now let's unhide everything. Bloop. Hey, it lined up kind of nicely. Let's see how that looks overall. Still looks a little lopsided to me. So let's drag him up here. Let's take my snap off for this. This is going to make life a lot easier. And again, I'm probably going to have to massage things and push things around. So, for example, since we didn't make this completely symmetrical, it is asymmetrical right now, we're going to have to do some things a little bit different, but that's okay. I like having slightly different things going on with the character. And we're going to do that. Just kind of fill him out. Okay, he's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting there. Let's put the tufts on the cheeks. And then we'll draw in the horns, and then we'll kind of do a fill and see what we need to move and push around a little bit, because I can tell we're going to have to move and push some things around, and that's okay. That's me channeling my inner Bob Ross, and that's okay. It's a happy little dragon. Good God, what have I become? And the first person who sends me a curly wig, I'll wear it. No, Sam, that was not your cue to get onto Amazon. No. Okay, hang on. Click. There we go. That's what I want. And I want you, and then we go. Here we go. Just kind of working that smile a little bit. Alrighty. So now we're going to put the little fringe on him a little bit here, which I enjoy doing. Pain in the butt, but I like doing it. But we're going to change tacks. And let's start with it behind the head for the moment. Gonna make another layer. Fringe. Now oops, I guess I needed to put the E on that. Yeah, there we go. We're an hour in. That just flew by. We'll do another hour, but that went by really fast. Now I'm going to have to make some room. My drawing pad is right here. My microphone and keyboard are here, so you probably could hear some funny noises. And I don't have a lot of drawing room on here, so fringe, everybody but the fringe is getting locked. Gonna be on the fringe, and then we're going to use, I always seem to use yellow for this. We're going to use Y. Why not? Come back over here. Hello? You gonna work with me? There, okay. Being weird. There we go. What a weird color. That is not the yellow I thought I picked. Let's pick a color that we can actually make sense out of. There we go. And we're just putting these little, whoa, hey, play nice. Little scallops on him. Go down his cheek. Oops. Apparently I ran out of room on my drawing tablet, which is really hard to imagine considering this is a 12 by 12. Alrighty. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. One. Now you can have 6 if he wants. It's a dragon. Go ahead and tell him no. 2. 4. Oops. Hello, work with me. Don't like something about this. Am I off the page here? Hang on. There we go. There. And we'll make that a color we can work with. Let's go ahead and go back to purple for this so we can see it a little bit better. And let's smooth it out. Let's say pink. Smooth it just a little bit. Doesn't need a whole lot. That works for me. So we're going to grab the fringe because it doesn't need to be on a layer. I've never done anything exotic with it. I know I bothered layering that. We're going to stick that right there and get rid of everything that sticks through the blue line. That. Alright, now he's looking a little more dragon-esque, or at least one of my dragons. And then we're going to now, behind the head, insert a layer called horns. And then we'll have to put in the dreaded eyebrow layer. Roar. Don't know what it is about it. It's always one word that I hate typing, and for me it's eyebrows. The word, I hate typing the word eyebrows, and I type it all the time because I draw characters with eyebrows. Cannot for the life of me figure out why I despise typing that particular word. Oh well. If that's the worst thing that's going to happen in my life, that's not a bad day right there, if you ask me. Alright, let's see, this is the point, this is the point, this is the point. So I'm looking at for the is it apex of the curve? I think that's the word I'm looking for. And that's where I'll put a vertice, which is this point right here, or in this case, this point right here. That allows me to create a smooth transition through the horn. There's that one. Now this one is completely different, and I want it to be, but I don't want it to be that different. I want it to come out roughly at the same points, but what we'll do, because I kind of like it being at a slightly different angle. And so let's put this this line there. That line there. Now let's see if we can do what I'm hoping to pull off. Of course, this is not snapped because I turned off snapping. Remember that? I forgot to put it back. I am paying for it. And no, I don't think it needs to do that. I think that line needs to be on top. And this line needs to not be so far down. I mean, it needs to be, but not that far down. All right, let's see how that looks. Maybe. No, don't like it. So we're going to cheat a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and copy this one. We'll modify a little bit. That way I know it's lining up. Modify. I wish this was a hotkey. That would make my life so much easier. Goes in about there. Let's go ahead and there. That looks so much better. That's more betterer, as the Australians would say. And again, let's get out our obnoxious, red color. So we close these off. And those are the kinds of decisions you make when you're, it's like, okay, this is what's in the drawing. How much do I stay faithful to the physical drawing? And how much do I, fix the issues? Because those were some issues to fix, right? Alrighty. Ooh, boy. Lisa has light. Yay, thank you. Alright, so now let's unhide everything. We got a bunch of wild curves going on here. One more layer, and the head, with a couple little details, but the head will be done. And then we'll start filling it in and see how he looks. So, you know what layer it is. We all know what layer it is. I hate this layer. Okay. I don't mind doing eyebrows. I like doing the eyebrows. We'll even leave them in the red. Root. And root. They're just triangles. And you get all kinds of expressions out of a triangle. Especially if you can do this to it. And we will cheat again. This one just a hair smaller. I have a dominant eye. I have a dominant eyebrow. Don't know why it happens that way. All right. So there's that. A little more interesting. And then we're going to go back over here to... Let's lock this. Hi. Let's go up to the head. Let's unlock the head because we do have that fringe. Yes. And that fringe comes with an added detail. Oops. At least for my dragons. Just, whoops. Come on, work with me here. Just has a little hole right here. Let's turn this off again so I can adjust this a little more on the fly. I cannot grab anything to save my life right now. It's a minor detail, but it's one that I really like in my dragons. It's just that little bit of hole in the fringe. Makes them a little more aquatic, I think. these others, they're going to be really small. Almost too small, but whoop, hey, stop it. That's the last one. Might be too small to worry about, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay. And then we will repeat this. Oops. Over here. Wow. Cannot copy and paste to save my life today. Alrighty. Believe it or not, this is a completed head, give or take. And what we're going to do is I'm going to unlock all of this, and we're going to unify this into one color. We'll use blue for now. Well, we could go with black, but I'm going to now start tinting things. The first thing I'm going to do is hide the mask for the eyes. We're going to do them white. No surprises there. We're going to do the horns and the teeth white. We're going to make the baby dragon kind of an off color here. And then we'll make the fringe a much darker color. Oop, missed. Fringe, there we go. See, those holes don't seem like they would matter, but as you can see in this, okay, you're gonna make me do this the hard way, aren't you? Okay, first of all, why are we giving me grief over here? That bottom, it just doesn't want to work with me. Telling me file, save. Save often, especially when things get wiki. And let's. Why is the interface being so weird? Okay. There we go. And let's go to the head. This way it won't do that weird thing. Why? Okay, what is going on here? What is going on here? Well, one, that needs to be cleaned up. Two, will snap. Nope, that's where it needs to be. Oh, it changed colors on me. Aha! Well, that was dumb of me. Alright, and let's do the same color for the dreaded eyebrows. And then let's get the pupils just being black for now. And I think those are going to need to be bigger. It's another, whoops. Yeah, I think these need to be bigger. So, because baby dragon pupils are huge. So we're going to get rid of this one. We're going to increase the size of this one, you know, getting the adorableness level up, because that's what we do. And then lock everything into place. They might be too big, but we'll play with it for the moment. Ah, stop it. there. This one be just a hair smaller. Remember, dominant eye. Just a hair smaller. And let's play. It's probably not where they're going to stay. Putting them on that horizon. That looks, yeah, it doesn't look right. That still doesn't look right. I want to make sure he's looking at you, but he's still adorable. Maybe I made him too big. And this is the futzing around section. I like them. Well, they're going to stay big. They're just not going to be that big, at least for now. I mean, the nice thing is they're separate elements, so we can do whatever we want to them. So yeah, he's not reading well. He looks a little cross-eyed to me. So let's see. Oh yeah, we have to do things with the nostrils, because otherwise they're going to look weird. Okay, let's move on from this. Let's go to the nose, because the nose knows. And we're going to temporarily close this off. Okay, I didn't want black, but you know what? Another color, that's all that matters. Actually, we do need this back on, the snap tools. Make sure it closes off properly. And then do this. Okay, and we're going to grab this background color. Fill, fill. Let's do a much darker color. Fill, fill. Remove the black. Wow, really? We're going to go in there, huh? Okay, we can play this game. Yeah, what are you going to do? Huh? That's what I thought. All right. A lot of work, but we're getting there. Okay, is everybody on? Gonna make a black outline. Lock that in place. Come out here to our drawing. And this is our dirt. Yes, that works a little bit better. What do you guys think? He's a little derpy, but he is a dragon, so. I think I'm going to adjust that one horn a little bit. Yeah. Now I have a thicker outline around him, so there'll be a little more line weight, but for now, it's not bad. Okay, what is going on here? There we go. There we go. Yes. All right. And that's how you make a head. Now, having done it, I noticed that the neck is off to one side now. So what we'll end up having to do is recenter him a little bit, and then we'll draw the body to a point, and then we'll silhouette the rest of the body into the pumpkin. But in order to do that, we need a pumpkin. So that should be the next order of business. What do you guys think? I'm going to come over here, boop, go to the big screen, let you guys Want me to finish the dragon and then do the pumpkin? I think I need to do the pumpkin next, just so we can see where we're going to be placing the dragon, and just kind of go from there. See what happens. I wonder if I can do this on the fly. I'm going to do something on the fly here and see if I can add. Yes. And close. And we should, in theory. Nope, didn't work. I have a viewer counter in here, and I added what I thought was da-da-da-da-da, and I went, yay. And did all my custom things, and then closed, and we, oh, maybe it's too small. Maybe I need to, nope, nope, it just says, screw you, hippie. All right, well, hi John, how you doing, my friend? Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for, right there. And let's move this over. Now we can see all the people who are not watching us on Chipotle. But hey, I needed to do this anyway. Thank you for coming and watching the stream so far, and watching me mess with my settings in Streamlabs. All right, we're going to come back over here. Bink. And we are going to, I'm going to do the pumpkin. No one said anything, so I'm going to just start the pumpkin. Screw you guys, I'm doing my own thing. So, the pumpkin is going to be in front of the head. So we're going to insert a layer. We're going to say pumpkin front. Probably spelled horribly. And let's take a look at our, well, pumpkin's generally a sphere. So let's, use an orange. And let's draw a sphere and get ourselves started here. Now I'm more interested about the outer extents. And I drew this very uneven, so we don't have a complete pumpkin. And we are going to squish it a little bit. Right about there. That's going to feel nice. Let's see. There. That'll be our pumpkin top. It's a good place to start. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be a fun place. Should I put the lines in now, or should I draw in the, I'm going to draw in the face first. Just kind of get a general feel of where I want this thing. So we're going to start with this eye, and then we'll just copy and paste it on the other side. Because, you know, that's how us artists cheat. Why am I paying you so much money for something that only took you 10 seconds to do? Because it took me 10 years to learn how to do that in 10 seconds. Paying for the experience. Yes, that has come up. Alrighty. There's an eye. Flip that bad boy. And let's go ahead and give myself a center line. I'll hide the reference real quick for this. Very vaguely eyeballing it. That's my center line. Let's bring back the reference. And again, we're just going to do one side. is not the most difficult thing to do here. Flare a little bit before we copy and have to do this twice. Now, let's do that one straight. This is going to give him a weird buck tooth, but I think that's kind of cool. All right, almost looks like a bat. Now let's bring this one down, this one up. Wait, you don't do me like that, huh? Right, that way. Ha-ha! That works. Let's go back to the pink lines here. Actually, let's learn a lesson from the dragon. Let's grab the pumpkin. I'm going to copy the pumpkin. We're going to... actually, I shouldn't have to do this. I should be able to just go... turned it into a symbol right in front of me. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is we're going to turn this into a symbol. We're going to work on this separately. Second thing we're going to do, we're going to get rid of that center line. We're going to call this the head. We're going to put in another layer. I'm just going to put that center line back, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the eyes and the mouth. We're going to give them their own little layer, at least to start with. It may not stay that way, but just while I'm drawing this, let's do this face, because we're going to have all kinds of things going on the inside of this pumpkin. And I'm not sure how I want to do this just yet. So we're going to put the face, we're going to paste that in place. And then I'm going to do these lines here and then copy them. I'm going to use this as the layer to do that with. So we're going to go from here to here, but we're going to use the pink because it's obnoxious. It's also easy to spot. I'm going to curve that into place. Hopefully this will work. Go to here, curve that one into place. And oh, is that enough? Let's curve this one a little bit. Put it there. I don't know if that one's needed. I don't know if that's needed at all. So let's just take everything here. Looks like I drew that in the wrong layer. Okay, Control C, delete. Let's put it on the layer I really wanted it on. Paste in place. Paste in place again, modify, transform this, till it actually fits in place. Alright, that kind of gives us our pumpkin. So now we're going to grab everything here, delete, back down here to the main head. Paste and place. And the reason I'm doing this is so I can grab the pumpkin. Oops. See, not everything's touching the way it's supposed to be. That's okay. It's a little bit okay for it to be organic at this point. The reason I'm doing this, so I can deform the bottom here and kind of get a little of this going on here, which I'll fix here in a minute. Otherwise I can affect the beziers around them. Alright, that gives us the start of a pumpkin. Let's take this whole thing. Will it let me? Hello? Why won't you let me? That's weird. Is that another layer? Let's get rid of this layer. In case it's giving me some issues. Well, that's weird. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Not necessary. It's not necessary for this procedure. Now we're going to stick the face back on and see where those lines crisscross. Go, okay, am I happy with that? I am happy with that. So we're going to take the face, get rid of it, paste it in place down here, and then remove all of this. It gives us the start of our jack-o'-lantern. Go back over to here. And this is where we're at. It only took an hour and a half. I are a professional. I are fast. Not. What do you guys think about him so far? Worth continuing on and getting him ready for Halloween? Well, the answer is yes, but what do you guys think? Come back over here. Oh, working 10 hours and then doing this takes a lot out of a guy, I must admit, but it's worth it. I'm having a lot of fun, and thank you guys for coming along on the journey with me. It makes it so much better. All right, I'm going to grab our pumpkin and make a few changes. Let's make this whole thing orange. There we go. Pretty good. Fun watching it. Thank you very much. Loving it. Looking good. Thank you. I need to be validated. They like me. They really like me. Said every artist. Let's go ahead and work on some odds and ends here. Let's see. I want to zoom in on this. Let's work on some dimensionality here. Doesn't have to be perfectly 3D, but you know, let's give it at least the semblance. That's not what I want. That's not going to work. I think it needs to come from here. Curves are really tricky to do in vectors. Sometimes when you're doing them by hand, they just don't want to play well with others. There we go. Close enough. apparently when I'm quiet and I'm intense, I'm cute. Who knew? Who was this when I was in high school looking for dates? Oh yeah. We were still using clubs. That's right. And I'm not talking about dance clubs. Hold on these just at the moment until I figure this out here, because we're going to have it coming in from both, sort of, kind of, maybe. Charge. Little bit of curve there. Kind of want this going on too. Okay, it's too much, but we'll figure it out. No. Yeah. Let's draw a center line to here for the moment. So I want just a little bit there. Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more. I know, copyright. I don't care. 5 of you are watching. There we go. And then we get rid of the center line here. And I'll probably adjust that a lot before this is over with. Not happy with that one. Yeah, that's better. That's what I need. Meh. Here we go. Oh, fine. You didn't need to watch me draw this stuff anyway. I was being sexy for the camera. I said, when I'm intense, I'm cute. Was it not cute? Sorry about that, guys. Bink. There we go. This is why I need a live editor. All right. So I'm adding some dimensionality here to the mouth and everything, and no one got to see that because that was a personal moment. I'm so sorry, guys. All right. This is what live broadcasting is like. I'm not going to say TV because this is anything but live TV. This is not even access cable. Remember that? And if you do, you're old like me. All right, let's see if we can get this in here. Yeah, it's just a little too much for that. There we go. Alrighty, so we have a pumpkin, sort of. Let's go ahead and give it some pumpkin flavor. Let's go. And then the inside, the light coming from the inside. So we don't want that darker, we want it lighter. I think I want it lighter. So E. For the moment, we're going to do this. These are not, wow, okay, first of all, let's go all the way back and turn this sucker off. This way I know I get a good clean fill. And then we turn this back up to here. So we've got a nice lit. I want a little darker, just lighter color than this. Yeah, just slightly lighter. And then we'll leave that alone. So, this is where we are. Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you shall see this my dragon in a pumpkin seed. I didn't say I was a good filker, just a filker. I like this, even with the little arc tooth thing going on in the center. I kind of dig it. It gives them kind of a look, and I like that. We all need a little of that in our lives, and we all know that guy. I'm that guy in most of our groups. All right, so we got a lid off to the side that's behind the pumpkin. We have what's going to be behind the pumpkin, which should be fairly easy to do. In fact, I'm going to create pumpkin back. Let's do inside, because we never see really the back of the pumpkin. And what I'm going to do is, I kind of like that. I've got two different colors here. That works for me. I think I'm going to take this color right here, and it doesn't have to be anything pretty. I'm just going to take a circle, just kind of go, and look at that, and we'll adjust that here. We'll make sure that's the only thing I'm adjusting. Grabbing that, let's find out. Nope. Oh, I locked it. There we go. And we'll just do this, and that's all we really need. And I can do some funny glow stuff to that. So here is the start of our pumpkin, and it needs to be separate like this so I can stick the body silhouette in between the two. Let's take the pumpkin front. Let's make it feel a little more finished. See? No, I just want the outer edges. So we'll just grab the outer edges. I don't need the insides to be a different line weight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an outer edge to our pumpkin. We're going to reuse this face thing. We're going to rename it Outline. And we're going to lay a copy of that outline, which was a line weight of 1. I'm now going to give it a line weight of 6. You know, this is a big object. I think I'm going to give it a line weight of 12 for the moment. Let's see how that, does this need to be a darker? Yeah, I think 8's too much too. So let's go back down to 4. Let's go down to, no, it needs to be more than that. Let's go back up to 6, where we started this whole mess, and that looks a little bit better. And I've still got a lot of work to do. I've got to gradients, and you know, I got to make the pumpkin look pumpkin-y, but this is a start. And here's our Durgan. Just the head sticking out. Now it's real easy to, you can do this. So let's go back to our blue. And we're going to turn this back into here. And we're going to work on the toe layer. We're going to lock everything but the toe. Everything but the toe. And we're going to start with this side. Ooh, that's right. We set that at 6. Let's put that back down to 1. Now let's go. Whoop. Here's our first toe. Nice thing about dragon toes, they're round. at least to start with. And we're going to take this toe and drag it over here and make it a little small. I said, okay, so what happens when you let go of the mouse at the wrong time? Okay, we're going to make this a little smaller. And then we're going to make a copy of that one. All right, come on, work with me here. No, stop it. Put it, back to the camera. Computer is doing things. Make it stop. That was fun. Okay, make this one smaller. Ah, did it to me again. Let's try that again. Here we go. Ah! There we go. It only took me 5 tries. Good God. All right. Now, this will be the basis for our claws. Sticking up out of the... All right. Let me see if I want to copy this or not. Or more importantly, let's see if it's going to let me copy this. There we go. Transform. Boy. Okay, so this is all user error. This is me letting go of the keyboard before I let go of the mouse. If I let go of the keyboard before I let go of the mouse, then it goes, oh, you didn't want to do that, you really want to move it. And apparently my eye-hand coordination is not what it used to be. All right. Now, I'm going to center this a little bit more. But I kind of like having a little bit of a difference here. So we're going to get rid of that one. Draw another one. A little more bulbousy there. And then we're going to take that one. Copy it just slightly to there. Actually, I shouldn't even have to do that. Let's just take a line from here and let's get that arc the way I want it. Trust me, this will make sense here in a second. Sort of, maybe. Possibly. Just, you know, give him a little pinky thing going on here. Yeah, I think that's going to work. There. Yeah. Alright, so all that's left to do with this is to put the claw together. But I'm going to make this its own little symbol. So we're going to go F8, toes, and we're going to go in here and create a layer for the claws. It just makes it easier to draw them. Insert a layer, lock this layer, go to pink. Let's put in our little Durgan claws. Getting all intense on you and being quiet. Sorry, guys. It's me being sexy again. At least that's what I've been told. Dragon claws are serious. You get them wrong, man. They get mad at you. You don't get fan mail from dragons. You get visits. Alrighty, and then let's go ahead and cap these off with red. And now let's take a fill color. I think that's the color I used. Let's do the circles. And then let's take the toenails. Let's do them as white. That's not the colors they'll stay, but it's colors we're working with. And let's go ahead and take everybody to a black. I think I'm going to keep the round on the toenails. All right, and go away. There we go. Let's go back over here. We might have to make some adjustments because yeah, that looks like a snaggletooth claw right there. But and maybe I'll put a thumb. Not quite working the way I wanted to, but it's a start. Oh, back. Said you don't get angry mail from dragons. You get visits. And my insurance can't handle that anymore. Why, thank you very much. Eek. Let's round that a little bit more. Right there. No, I'll leave that alone. Maybe we can fix it with the claw. Right about there. There we go. And zoom out. All right. Hey. We got this far in 2 hours. That's not bad. All we got to do now is the body. From here to here, it's going to be lit. But from here down, we're just going to see silhouetted dangly feet. But do you want me to do this one next week and wait and we can finish this up? Or do you want me to finish it behind the scenes and then see the results? I'm going to take a moment, get some coffee, go to the big screen again. This time I'm staying on it on purpose. And you guys tell me. Oh, hey, John has shared. Yay. Goan, are you still with us? I hope so. Oh, you want me to go ahead and finish this up next week? So not touch it for a whole week. All right. You're asking a lot of the artist. There are little things we can do. We can kind of hint at the lip of the back of the pumpkin. We're going to have the character dangling down. We're going to do some glow effects. And then I got to put this in a pumpkin patch. So there's background and moonlit night. So one of my thoughts was, instead of this orange pumpkin we got going on here, take it down to more of the blues, you know, the purples that you get at night, and just the orange glow kind of, oh man, I can't remember his name. I was just talking about him the other day. He was an artist that drew a lot of cottages, and he was known for light. And now I can't think of his name. It just literally leapt from my head, and I was just talking about him the other day. Man. All right, anyway, there's an artist who's known for this effect that I'm talking about. So it makes the glow even more intense and more bright. And with the little dragon being lit from underneath, and this glow with his silhouette of him inside this pumpkin with the little lid off to one side, I think it'd be kind of fun. Put him in a kind of like a Nightmare Before Christmas colored backdrop with pumpkin patch. And this will be our Halloween piece that we'll do. And if I do a baby dragon calendar, which I'm about halfway through the month, halfway through the year, I mean, we'll put him in for October. What do you guys think? Should I do a calendar? I mean, they're kind of, who actually uses calendars? You know, they're more like collectibles now, kind of like the baseball card of artists. But yeah, we could do a calendar maybe. Won't be this year, but we can do it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this long. We are at the top of the second hour. Okay, you like the idea of a calendar? You also like the idea of a baby Cthulhu throw pillows too, huh? And yeah, for those of you just hearing that, I did say that. Baby Cthulhu throw pillows. Awesome. Oh, this has been fun. There's been so many of you joining me this week. I'm very happy for the company. You've made my heart feel so much better. I thought nobody was watching these things, and here I've had people come in and share and like just out of the woodwork, and it's been really, really nice. Yes, you want the throw pillows. I do too. But in the meanwhile, what I'm going to do is we're going to go file save. File save, because I have not been saving often enough. I got my auto backup on, but I don't trust it. So we will continue with this, and we'll make them as cute as possible, and we'll figure out if we want to make him a purple and green dragon, because he's going to be in a nighttime environment, so we might want to think about his colors. Thank you very much, Leah. Sigh. Bye. So I can't sigh. I'm tired. Bye. So good to see you, which is what I was trying to say when I said bye. Sigh, which is what that meant. You guys, you're loved. I know I love you guys. I love you all. You're my friends. You're my family. You're all amazing to me. And you guys are worthy of being loved, not just my love, but everyone's love. And this world is hard enough as it is. We need to quit beating ourselves up. So let people love you. Let those that you love the most see you, and you see them. And every now and then, even if you don't think they want it, hug them. Just reach out and hug the people that you love. And let them know how much you love them. I love each and every one of you. Until next week then, you guys take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much. Like, share, notify, follow, whatever it is. Buy a cup of coffee. Thank you guys very much. Hugs back to you, Lisa Lee and family. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys later.